Hi guys, we've been
Hi.
quiet for a while, hey? It's because we've been out there exploring South Africa. We're coming to you live from the Drakensberg Cathedral Peak behind us. Believe it or not, it is there. And we are now in day 8. Are we in day 8?
Day 8.
We're in day 8 of our trip around South Africa. We wanted to check in, just give you an update where we're at, what's happening, just so that you know we haven't disappeared at all. Let's tell them a little bit about where we started, where we are. Penny, day 8, Drakensberg.
Right.
Day 1, Cape
Cape Town.
Town.
So it is the entire week we have behind us, and it was it was really incredible in terms of weather conditions, in terms of different places and areas of South Africa which we've seen so far. So let's
Huge
start.
contrast. I mean, don't forget. So we did the dry areas already. We did a bit of the Klein Karoo. We did Namakwa. We did the southern coast of western coast, and those were damn interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And now we really got into the coastal area of southern Africa. It was a wet, windy, cold experience so far, hey?
Yeah.
So really one wanted to enjoy the garden route, which was for me the highlight that I wanted to show Elcha as well. It has so much beauty, so much character, a bit of everything, waterfalls and canyons and rivers and forests. It's such a beautiful area. So the weather didn't quite play along. I mean, even Neisner, we wanted to have a good lunch there and have some magic oysters. But the weather didn't play along. Luckily, I had lots of oysters in Mossel Bay the day before. Yes, I'm jumping around a bit. So, shall we go back a little? We started Cape Town. Our first stay over was in
Cape Agulhas. Oh, that's the most southern point of
Agulhas.
Agulhas. I really struggle with the pronunciation. It's Portuguese, it's not Afrikaans, still a struggle. So the southernmost point of the African continent, that was our first overnight stay and drive to, which brought us across some really remote areas already, but so worth seeing if you stand there and you're just watching the two oceans meet. And
it was very beautiful. The thing is, in our 8 days, we've been driving a lot. I think both of us, I never underestimated, but even both of us realized, wow, we are really doing a lot. On 2 of the days, we spent almost 8 hours in the car. One was a game park visit, and then we underestimated, well, we'll tell you about that a bit just now. I'm jumping around like crazy.
Yeah, you
But I'm keen to talk about the drive. The driving was a highlight. Well, was one of the things we have fully experienced on this excursion, and the weather. Anyway, so from Agulhas, we drove off and we went to, I really have to think now.
Mossel Bay.
All right. Good old Mossel Bay, where we had some lovely oysters. Did a bit of a hike there with young Elcha, really
trek. Yeah,
it had a bit of a tough time with the hike.
It is nice. I mean, you can walk there obviously for 6 to 8 hours, and we went around for 2, but we choose the area where there really are cliffs, and I'm afraid of height. I guess everybody knows by now.
By now, for sure.
So I struggled a bit, and still, it was close to sunset. Was really amazing.
Yeah. So Mossel Bay was good. We had some good oysters there that evening. Some really good oysters. I mean, really, really big oysters, juicy. They were so fresh. They tasted amazing. I managed to get 9 of them down, and they were really filling. But I could have probably eaten the next day another ton of them. But yeah, that was really good. And then we hit the road again, and this time we were heading off to.
We went to the Tsitsikamma part of the Garden Route National Park. So we came by all these beautiful places, as Pietro just said before.
George, Sedgwick, Neisner, and all of them.
Plettenberg
Bay
is really,
and
really
wet.
So we couldn't see much,
and disappointing.
But that's the way it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Still, I got an idea. We went up to Neisner Heads just to look around, whatever we could see, and you get this feeling And you always need to, or we have to consider that it is still the kind of visitor-less times here in South Africa. The South Africans are traveling, but there are not many international visitors. So the places, even places like nice, not the touristy ones, you have it really mostly to yourself. If you go out there in nature, if you go a little bit off the beaten tracks.
Yeah.
So this is what we recognize, which is really good for travelers right now. So we have to invite international ones to come here right now.
Yeah.
And
So the experience in the Tsitsikamma National Park was, we had a lodge.
we had it was a cabin. It was called a
cabin.
forest
cabin.
Forest cabin.
That's
It was
right,
not
that's
really
right.
in the forest, but it was sitting on the rocky terrain and next to the ocean.
And that was
it was a
Sands
good one.
Park, so very well organized, clean. It's basic, but it's got all the amenities you require. Then we did a bit of a hike the next day in the crazy weather. We tried to get there before the rain started.
Oh, this was not
And we
bad.
did quite a hike. There was a
So we went to the suspension bridge first, which is a must do because it is so idyllically hanging over the river, and
then we tried to walk the other one to the falls, which is a bit more of a challenging route, and the weather was coming in very big, and we couldn't complete that. We had to turn back and go back because fortunately we did that because the whole rest of the day it was coming down. But we met a few good friends there, some gulls that popped around for a hello, some dussies that popped around for a hello. So yeah, it was good. And we've been sleeping well on this trip as well. We've been sleeping well,
It's really peaceful and tranquil, and as we said before, not many people around.
Yeah.
So
And then we done that one. We hit the road again to Addo Elephant Park. Also Sands. We got a Sands lodge there. South African National Parks accommodation. I like what they do. They do that stuff very good. And the Addo Elephant Park, we spent 2 days there. We had a good drive. Sorry, 1 night, 2 days. We had a good drive around the first day. We had a good drive around the second day. And that's where we spent 4 hours in the park in the morning. And we had to do another 4 hours on the car to get to our next destination, which was on the other side of East London. We miscalculated. We thought it's closer. Somehow we missed it by about 150 kilometers. So it was like, oh no.
But
we
it
did
was, I think it was because of the wildlife. So
Yeah.
Addo Elephant
And
is
those elephants.
clearly worth a visit, and they do it very well. In the park they have a lot of loops which you can drive yourself, and again, not many visitors, so you come across quite some wildlife, and
elephants for sure.
Elephants a lot, and
Some good experiences we've had there.
exactly, some
Really,
elephants
really
around
close
the corner.
encounters with a couple of them. There were babies around as well, but it's
Yeah.
amazing how thick the bush is there,
Yeah.
and how quickly an elephant disappears. And honestly, we were watching 5 elephants having water. Oh, actually, we got there just too late because they were having water and they dashed off into the
In
the bush,
yeah.
and within seconds you could not say there were elephants. You can't see, there's no evidence whatsoever. So that's amazing. But they do get close. They have moments where they really get close.
So it's a great park. It's really worth a visit. So accommodation wise, we had a nice evening in the restaurant there, so you don't need to have necessarily self catering prepared for yourself. And yeah, this is where we left the day number 2 at around noontime to hit the wild
Day number 2 in the
coast.
Addo Park, eh?
In the
not
park,
of the
yes,
trip.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, from there we hit the Wild Coast, which was a nice long trip, as we said. And we were heading to where? Something Mouth.
Colora Mouth.
Kalora Mouth.
So
But yeah.
every river is more or less ending up in the Indian Ocean, building a mouth.
Yeah, there's quite a few rivers going down there.
And so we went to a very iconic accommodation on Colora Mouth, which is Trenery's hotel. It actually hosts a community of people
Adventurous, people that want to get away from the user. And there's not many people that go down to the Wild Coast. It's a pity because it's an amazing place.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just to give you a quick overview, that part of Eastern Cape was the old Transkei, which was something the apartheid government put in place, like a homeland. And there's an N2 that runs through it from East London to Kokstad, basically, and beyond. But that's basically where it ends, just as into Natal. And along the entire way, maximum speed 100 kilometers. Along the entire way, there are houses and settlements on every hill and everywhere. It's really a full 350 kilometers it was that we had to do on our way out of there, and it took us 5 hours, just over 5 hours. So a lot of cattle crossing and goats and sheep and people.
On the national road. So national road leads you through each and everything, tiny villages and farm.
And that national road also leads you down to the coast. And the coastal areas, the beaches are not connected. So you have to come all the way back up, 60 to 120 kilometers of really rough road, and then go travel a bit on that too, and then go down again to the next one. So although we wanted to do more, we just couldn't, because we were on the time getting just from out of the area into Natal took 5 hours.
But
anyway,
what you find there on the wild coast, it is wild. So I mean, people, adventurers being there, they are going there for hiking. Surfers, surfing looks really cool in these little, how should I say, bays, and you're all on your own. So a couple of people spread across, I don't know what a distance of many kilometers. And so beaches are great.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
We found it really idyllic there.
So from there we hit Kokstad, stayed there for one night. It's basically just to stay over in like little cabins on a man-made lake. And then from there we traveled to the Drakensberg, where we are now. But we didn't take any national roads. We had to do it in Eastern Cape. There's no other way you could get through there. But yeah, we took completely off-road continuously and all along through the Drakensberg, right up to where we are at Cathedral Peak, and it's starting to clear. And I want to get out there and get some photos now, but I won't rush it.
So after yesterday, where it became a bit cloudy and rainy, so now we are happy seeing the sun again.
Yeah, fortunately not in the morning, because it would have really lit up that place, but maybe we have another shot tomorrow morning, we'll see, hey?
Yeah.
But it was an amazing drive here, a long drive, but an amazing drive. A lot of off-roading, but it was worth it. The views, beautiful.
So what we actually did is we left, or we never touched the N3, so the national road, which you can take to get here. So went along the gravel roads and forest roads, and all along the entire Drakensberg area. We started with a pass where you enter Lesotho, and all the way from
Sunny
the
Pass,
south and
close to that.
Sunny Pass, and up to where we are now at the Cathedral Peak.
We confused the poor. We were still using Google Maps. We confused that thing badly.
It's actually, there are no maps where everything is on it.
We've had 4 maps with us.
We had 4 maps, and we got not even that gave us a complete picture.
So we were really in the craziness.
But we will describe that for you, because this is the route to go. Clearly.
Absolutely. So that'll be on the website when we're done with our whole round trip. We'll have the videos, the photos, the websites, the details, everything.
Clearly.
In the meantime, we're posting a lot more information on our Patreon page. We try and get there almost daily, but it's not possible in this crazy hectic trip. So, but we do a lot more posts more often. So if you want a bit more, join us on Patreon and interact with that community as well as we carry on with our journey.
Exactly.
So we're going to explore a bit more of Drakensberg now, and we'll get back to you with a bit more. Chat to you soon.
See you soon here.
Ciao for now. Tschüss.
Bye.